Let's talk about driver and actually what your job is with the driver, because it's actually not to hit the fairway. And that sounds pretty controversial, but I'm going to explain why that's the case. If you can think about using your driver in this way, this strategy, I think it's really going to help your performance on the course, ultimately help you lower your scores. The 17th hole here, Forest of Arden, is a great example to go through this. It's a par 5 that kind of goes around the corner, and for me, off this tee today, I can get home in 2, provided I get my tee shot away. So it would make sense that we want to aim and hit the ball into the middle of the fairway. Well, that's not always the case, and for the courses that you play, it won't always be the case. So many golfers, when they step on a tee and they sort of visualize the shot that they want to hit and they picture the shot they want to hit, they think about that perfect shot. They visualize that beautiful straight shot or that high draw, and that would make sense because that's the shot we want to try and hit. But we have to do what I call plan for 100 and focus on 1. When I hit driver, I actually don't know what type of shot I'm going to hit. I'd like to think it's going to be a good swing, but the reality is if I was to hit 100 shots with this driver and plot them, there's going to be a dispersion. They're not all going to be exactly the same. I'd love them to be. They're going to be some a little right, some a little left. So if I plot on the fairway a group of shots, and you can see that's not 100, but it's a decent selection, some of those will be to the left, some of those will be to the right. Now on this particular hole, it's a dogleg. Those shots on the left there, that left of that dispersion, would be blocked out from the green. So even if I could reach, I wouldn't be able to go for the green. I'd have to be sort of chipping under the branches or just laying up a little bit shorter than I want to. So what about if I was to take that dispersion and shift it a little bit to the right? Well, now you can see that some of those shots would end up in the right rough, but the ones on the left would still be in the fairway. So now I'm in a situation where if I hit it left of my target, I'm in the fairway, I can still go to the green. If I hit it right of my target, I'm in the rough, but I've still got a clear shot to the green. So for me, on this particular hole, my aim shouldn't be down the middle of the fairway, it should be right side, because the right rough is a better option than the left rough, and I have to factor that in. So I call it plan for 100, because I'm thinking about where would 100 shots go. Once I've planned that and I've decided where I want my aim to be, now I'm going to focus on that perfect shot. I still now want to try and visualize that perfect drive, that high draw or whatever the shot shape is that you hit. Your job with the driver is to put yourself in a position where you can get on or near the green. That's it. It's not to hit the fairway. Sometimes the fairway isn't as good as an option as the rough on one side of the hole. So think about that next time you play a golf course. So on this hole, I'm going to be going, certainly right side. So once I'm going right side, I want to be picking a specific target. So I'm seeing a kind of V in the trees right in the distance, and that's what I want to use as my target. I'm then going to be picking an intermediate target on the ground here, which gets me sort of on that target line. And then from here, I'm just going to let the greenkeeper go, I want to be taking my setup to the golf ball, using that intermediate target and referencing that V in the trees right in the distance. So I've now got a very specific target, but that specific target is created using that strategy and that theory that we've gone through. Now I can be aggressive to that target, which I know is ideal for me. And that one has actually come down probably around about 5 yards left of my target. That should be absolutely perfect. But that selection, that target, gave me the greatest chance of having a good second shot into the green. And that's the key with the driver. It's not always about hitting the fairway. It's about leaving yourself in a position where you can be relatively aggressive with your next shot. Use that strategy, and I think that's going to help you lower your scores.